Yeah, they want you to engage the Pokemon in battle. They want you to believe that. And it's a ruse. A trick. While you have them on the ropes, use the Gigaton balls. They are helpful. Yep, exactly. But it's a little harder to sneak up on them with using Cake. So everyone knows the Cake is a lie. Exactly. All right. Let's go to do this one because it's a little weird. As if you don't know what's lurking in here. Again, if anyone knows anything about Sinnoh, you know it dwells deep within the bowels of the Snow Point Temple. Who still has his bad ability, I might add. You know, a game that, you know, did away with abilities for Pokemon. And we could also make Regigigas a monster. Let's keep it. Let's make it so it still has slow start. That won't annoy anybody. Seriously though, just why? I mean, I guess, but at the same time, can't we just have one game where the thing is the monster it's supposed to be? So, where is it? As I get attacked by a Golbat. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. Oh, wouldn't have expected to run up into you up here, Shunai. What are you up to? You're here to try and find the secrets lurking in the Snow Point Temple, aren't you? That's what my clairvoyance told me. You do tend to get mixed up in all kinds of strange goings-on, Shunai. This door here, well, they say behind it sleeps a Pokemon so great it could tow around the entirety of the continents that lie to the south. No matter what we do, this door just won't seem to open. Open sesame! Hey, it actually worked. Speaking of which, I've thought about playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land because, again, it's another one of those games where it's like, I don't really have a lot of motivation to play it, you know what I'm saying? Cutscene, invincibility frames, go! What in time is that thing? It's colossal. It sure seems to be a Pokemon, but let's see what my clairvoyance has to say. Yep, definitely a Pokemon. My clairvoyance showed me a vision of it in motion. Hey, buddy.
Zug.
Zug Zug? I think yeah, this is the one you have to fight. If only you weren't shackled by that terrible ability. Also, apparently this Pokemon is kind of ridiculous in its own right. Because not only did it create the Regigolems that we know, that being Regirock, Registeel, and Regice, it is also at some point it created Regidrago and Regieleki. I don't know where it fits in the lore, it's just kind of a thing. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot about those two when I was posting around Pokemon in the Pokemon RP. Oh well, that's something to keep in mind. So, something this colossal deserves the Gigaton Ball. Oh yeah, what do you have in mind? And then the Ultra Ball works. Well, the blank plate. That's a good way to call it the normal plate. Now that was one solid Pokemon, like a giant born of the very earth. I guess this is part of your job with the Survey Corps, huh? What kind of Pokemon is the one you just caught, Shunai? I can't wait to see in Pokedex when it's done. Yeah, I'm pretty curious to read everything Mr. Professor writes up, too. See you, Shunai. We should do another chase sometime. Again, Regigigas gets the short end of every stick in Pokemon. To this day, it's still one of my favorite legendaries. It's just... that ability, man. That ability is just so bad. I'm happy that we have ways to more or less get rid of its horrible ability, but still... Do we have... yeah, we do. We have held items that get rid of... that turn off abilities now. I don't know. It would have to be very limited because think about how broken that would be. Well, since I'm here... head back up to Lake Acuity. Well, Rivalry is actually a horrible ability. And it especially can't work on certain Pokemon because it's gender-based. And as we know, there are some genderless Pokemon. True, but Gigas wouldn't be able to use it because it is a genderless Pokemon. I'm actually going to battle one of them, though, because the battle theme is awesome in this game. I think I'm actually just going to battle Mesprit, because it is the one that always trolled you in the original games. Nah, I would give it, like, probably, like, intimidate, suppressing abilities, like Oblivious or something like that. I mean, Oblivious is more or less useless because it doesn't work because it doesn't have a gender, but Oblivious also has the whole, hey, you can't use Intimidate on me. Cloud9? Are you nuts? That'd be pretty great, though, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, yeah, there's not enough Pokemon that can do stuff like that. Because the other one that does, I think, normally... I think it's a hidden ability for Cast Form, which why would you do that? And then it's, or not, I may be misremembering. But, I think the Psyduck line is the only one that has that naturally. Well, Psyduck wins because it turns off the weather effects. Unless you use their Primal Reversion abilities, then it doesn't matter. Okay, I said I'd actually fight Mesprit because this is the one that tries to troll you. Anyway. Mesprit trolls you because it is one of the roaming Pokemon. Back in Gen 4. Yeah. Everyone remember how frustrating that mechanic was? And then they dialed it up to 11 in Platinum. Because then you still have to chase Mesprit and Cresselia. But now you also have to chase the legendary birds. Who greenlit that? Who let that one go? 2 roaming Pokemon's one thing. But 5? Somebody at Game Freak has something to answer for. Don't they? Speaking of Golduck. Whiscash, eh? So I caught Mesprit the honorable way, and I'm going to use the dishonorable way to get Azelf. Huh. Would you call emotions power? No, it's courage. I get it. Yeah. Saw what you did there, Game Freak. Saw what you did there. Because Azelf would be power, and then obviously Yuxi is wisdom. That is also true. And another word for willpower is courage. Okay, this one's easy to metagame because we can actually change the time of day in this game. Something that Scarlet and Violet was sorely missing. You know, it makes sense that both Cresselia and Darkrai would be in the same area. I mean, that's almost a given. I don't suppose a grunt like you would even know, but I guess it behooves me to ask. Do you know the Pokemon called Cresselia? Well, I figured you'd know. I wouldn't expect any less from someone who managed to defeat me, even if it was just a fluke. Cresselia is said to be the very embodiment of the crescent moon. Her feathers are called lunar feathers, and legend says that if you hold one as you fall asleep, you'll be visited with wondrous dreams. Well, I call her a nightmare, that pesky Cresselia. She's descended upon Moonview Arena and caused my lord to hide itself away. I'm so worried about Electro that I can't even sleep, never mind dream. I think you might be able to catch Cresselia and perhaps claim one of those lunar feathers. Oh, do catch that pesky flying croissant. Do it for my poor Electrode. Though I suppose Cresselia can't be all bad if she at least recognizes the perfection of the arena, looked after with loving care by the great Melly. Every time I deal with this guy, I want to punch him in the face. So, fun fact, originally the lunar wing was actually just a piece of its halo. In later games, it actually just straight up became a feather. Oh, I forgot that she does this. Like, reverses your controls. Not a bad idea, though. The Darkness Plate. Well, this is unexpected. Instead of a lunar feather, you got some kind of a plate. I do feel power emanating from it, though. In any case, if Cresselia did not gift us with any of her feathers, then I suppose she thought we had no need for them. Not bad at all, Grunt. Though I suppose anyone with enough luck to best the great Melly should be able to handle at least that much. Thinking about it, a halfway competent person like you might actually make a decent sparring partner to help my lord and I grow stronger still. I will go back to the settlement and tell the others about the feathers that we didn't get. Fun fact, Cresselia is one of the few legendary Pokemon with a predetermined gender. Cresselias are always female. Yep, it started with Latios and Latios. Even though they have genders, they still can't breed, though. But, whatever. Here you are again. Have you collected all the plates? Of course. Shunai is a famed member of the Survey Corps, after all. So what more can you tell us? We're so close now. You must know more about the plates. If there's yet more you want to know, kindly bring me wood. 3 logs will do. Wood? So you're saying wood is somehow tied to the plates? Well, I suppose that's what we get to learn next. Hop to it, Shunai. While it shames me to admit it, merchant that I am, I'm quite out of wood in my stores just now. Bring her wood, huh? Do I actually have any? That would be a no. Alright. Actually, they're a decent place to farm wood. You would think you would be able to find it in the heartwood more often, but sadly you really don't. That's the thing that always bothered me. And now for Cricket Tot. Ooh, I'm so scared. Now that is a different story. If I can't find any here, then I'm going to go. And a rather easy place to find it is the Alabaster Icelands, too. Completing the Pokedex is going to be a bit of a chore because there's 2 Pokemon that I have yet to encounter that are going to be a pain to get. They are Cherubi because, you know, they decided to make it hard to find Cherubi instead of, and made it easier to find its evolution, and there's no breeding in this game, so. And then the other one that's going to cause problems is Cleffa. I've gotten pretty lucky with a lot of the other baby Pokemon, but Cleffa's one that's been a little difficult to find. Because I can find Elekid and Magby pretty easily as well. So that's where things are going to be a little messy. But that's about it, though. I'm not having any luck at all. Yep. Not having any luck at all. What's that? Marsh on full moon near small lake. Oh. What, to find a lot of Turtwig? Oh, Cleffa. Yeah, full moon, huh? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Cherubi feels more random, unfortunately. I think you could only find it in, like, maybe the Crimson Mirelands and Shaking Trees, but the common encounter in that is Burmy, so that doesn't help. A mass outbreak of Rapidash, eh? Wonder if they're all going to be alpha at some point. That's horrifying. I find it interesting that Perugly are skittish. I mean, the alpha one obviously is not, but I never would have imagined they would be ones that would be afraid of you. But I thought they would be a lot more fierce. But shows what I know. I'll keep a note of that, though. I know what you're talking about. There's like one little area off on the side in the Coronet Highlands is where they all spawn. Thanks for the tip. Because I even Google searched it before and I found nothing. I knew it. It was all a conspiracy. They were all truly Karens after all. Well, considering it's cats, that doesn't surprise me at all either. That Peruglies would be like that. It's like, have you ever met a truly prissy cat? I live with one. Ah. And that always has a chance of happening. But they will get in your way. Yeah, very true. Hey, you look to be funny. Let's battle! Probably because I'm going to go with all three of you have Pokemon that are quad weak to something. And then there's Gengar. Ooh.
And that's going to be all the time that we have. So until next time, Ryo Nakage 33 signing off.